Thank you for being here today. It is happy to see you all back in the practice. Did you sleep well? Good. Before we start, we need to go through the precepts because I had a request yesterday to explain what are the precepts that we've been observing. Let's begin. This is 8 livelihood precepts, then everyone can see. I will scroll it up and down. Shall we? Yeah. Please say sadhu 3 times. Recite Namo Tassa to renew the precepts. Namo Repeat after me. Buddham saranam gacchami. Dhammam saranam gacchami. Sangham saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi buddham saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Tattiyampi buddham saranam gacchami. Tattiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami. Tattiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Panatipata veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Adinnādāna veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Kāmesu miccāchārā veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Pisuna vācā veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Parusā vācā veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Sampappalāpā veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Micchā ājīvā veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. තිසරණේන සද්ධින් ආජීව අට්ඨමක සීලං ධම්මං සාධුකං සුරක්ෂිතං කତ୍වා අප්පමාදේන සම්පාදේ තබ්බං ආම භන්තේ. Now we shall homage to the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Buddha. Itipiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vijjacharana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati satta deva manussanam buddho bhagavati. Homage to the Dhamma. Swakhato bhagavata dhammo sanditiko akaliko ehipassiko opanayiko pachattam veditabbo vinyuhiti. Homage to the Sangha. Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujjupatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyayapatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samici patipanno bhagavato savaka Yadidam chattari purisa yogani atta purisa puggala Esa bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo dakkineyo anjali karaniyo anuttarang punyakettam lokassati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So it is our second day and the last day of the practice. Before I go through the guidance, there's a request, kind request for all meditators to observe, to practice the noble silence. It is important because we are here to achieve the enlightenment, and the purpose is to gain the peacefulness. So we need to be secluded. We should be calm and relaxed. So therefore, this request is highly accepted and recommended for everyone. No matter what, do not talk unnecessarily. Conversation is one of the biggest distractions. You can talk, but you cannot disturb others. Please, no conversation in this hall or around surrounded area where yogis mostly remain. If you really want to talk, you better go away from this area and have your own conversation no matter what. I don't mind. So, there's a sutra named Casey. Once he approached the Buddha and asked, Bhante, how do you tame your disciples? Buddha said, I show them the path to the heaven and the human world. And I show the path them to practice. Then in that way I tame them. And then he asked again, if they do not follow, what do you do? I show the path to the hell. So unless they follow, I will kill them. Then the Kesi asked, killing is inappropriate for a Buddha. Killing is not supposed to do by a Buddha. How come you can kill? Buddha said, I will kick them out from my congregation. Because I showed the path, good path and the bad path, both. If they are not taming enough, I will kill them. Killing means kicking out, throwing out from the congregation, Sangha. Why? Otherwise there is no way to tame them, correct them. Usually I do that. Even I have done it for my own mother. Because once she came to a retreat which I conducted at my temple in Sri Lanka, everyone was advised not to converse, not to talk. She had most power. She thought she is the most powerful person at the temple because she is my mother. I am the abbot. Then she misuses. I advised thrice. Then I asked her to leave the temple, never return for the retreat. She's not allowed to come to the retreats again anymore. Same as for my devotees there. Because even by a breath, I do not want to disturb for a yogi, for a practitioner. It is kind of insulting for their practice. Therefore, at some point we should be tough. I am very good with that. I don't hesitate. Because I highly care about the true practitioners. I don't pet people. I don't pet people in the serious practices. 2 days is nothing comparatively what we do. We do 7 days, 10 days, together at same center, same place. We just live there for 7 days, starting at 4 a.m. in the morning, finishes at 9 p.m. at night. Throughout the day, we all have breakfast, lunch and dinner for lay participants and other conversation. It's just living a style. So everyone here, to gain an outcome out of this practice, we need to respect to that. Respect to that. So, please do not let me to kill you. Yeah. And there are some other concerns about the practice. I will pick only the questions that related to the breathing meditation at the moment, because we have to continue the practice now. I'm glad that many of you were able to focus on the breath correctly, and I had some good feedback last night, but I'm not satisfied with those feedbacks. Feedbacks are always can be received, but still you have to practice. It's totally in your hand what you want to gain here. So one question, I spent many times to read those letters. It's hard sometimes, but I figured it out. May I ask, colors, lights, and this word, I don't know, images, are they proliferations or jhanic state? That's good. That's a common question. When we are concentrated enough, focused enough, different signs can appear. For me personally, I have nothing. It's completely black, which I do not worry for years and years. Even I have asked from the teacher. He said, don't worry about it. As long as I'm concentrated, I'm aware of my concentration, then nothing to worry about it. But mostly when yogis observed enough, focused enough, colors and different type of images and brightness will appear. Mostly they consider as distractions. In another way, those are landmarks. When we travel, mostly nowadays we use a navigator, GPS. But before, we used a map. GPS also a map, but it's electronic. And we had to think, we had to memorize the landmarks. Today we don't. But still, when we walk or when we travel, we have landmarks here, right? If you use the same roads frequently, we have the landmarks. When we are good with that, do we need a navigator anymore? Why? We can use the landmarks. We know where to turn, take a U-turn or left turn or right turn. We know because we have the map here until we get to the destination. Colors, images, all these appearances are landmarks. And sometimes we feel tightness here, tightening of the head or kind of the face. And sometimes we see the kind of bugs are running here and there on the face. Those might happen. Those kind of things mostly, again, distractions, but they are landmarks. Good signs. Don't worry about those. No need to try to figure out what they are. Just let them be and keep doing, keep practicing. That's a common question from many practitioners. They can be mental proliferations or sankhara, constructions, if we cling to it, if we crave for it. You can try this. Sometimes this color appear once and they disappear, never comes back. So if you if you expect more, they never come back. They never return. Remember I said, do not expect anything from meditation. Do not expect anything. Expectations are the most disturbing matter for the practitioner. Why? We have to develop ourselves, we have to cultivate the goodness or the methods rather than expecting for it. So therefore, expectations are distractions. Then if you just let it go, knowingly that, oh, these things are common, then they will come back. Remember what we did for thoughts? We just notice it and let them pass. Just an experience. Hope that makes sense. And they are not mostly the jhanic experiences, but we have to develop the jhanic experience or jhanas up to a certain level to get the experience. But in that state, mostly we are free from most of the attachments. That's why we can absorb or we can experience a jhana. If we have somewhat distractions around, still we have to do more. We need to do more observation and practice to get to that point. So let me explain it later, but we need to do at least a couple of rounds for breathing observation this morning before I go through the first jhana and the explanation of jhana. There's another question regarding the breathing meditation. Can you kindly clarify, when you tell us to bring our focus to our mind at the tip of the nose, what happens when we doing our in and out breath? To explain that, I will tell this story. Imagine you have a job as a guard or a security guard or doorkeeper, a watcher. That person has to stand or sit at the door, near the door. Everyone comes in and goes out. What is his job? He just sits there or stands there. He cannot go to welcome the people who's come in from the distance. If he goes to welcome, what happens? He loses his job. He's supposed to be at the door. He's not supposed to go to welcome to people. He can welcome them at the door. And then some people might ask, where is that door, that exit, that entrance, that person or this person? He cannot follow behind those people to show the directions. Then also he will lose the door, the job. He can guide people from the door, being at the door. And again, when people are leaving out, he cannot go behind to greet them. He has to be at the door. Who's the doorkeeper? What is the doorkeeper? The mind. Where I ask you to keep the mind? Around here. What is the door then? Nostrils are the door. Who's coming in? In breath coming in. who's going out. Out breath. Then, where we notice then? Being here. The doorkeeper is here, mind is here. It always here. When breathing in, mind recognizes the breath from here. Being here. And when it goes out, it recognizes being here. Why is that? Usually, people just follow the breath in and out. That is a distraction. Remember I said there are 18 mistakes of breathing meditation? Following breath in and out is one of the mistakes. I am telling this with my own experiences. I had some hard situation of breathing observation. When I truly focused, my body bending forward and bending backward and left and right. And sometimes it turns around and around and around. I was thinking of that to find some solution. There was a retreat in 2013 in the US conducted by a prominent, well-known, international Sri Lankan Buddhist meditation instructor, a monk. We were with him for 7 days. I had a personal interview with him. I thought he might be the good person to get an answer for me. Then I approached him and explained what happened to me. Suddenly he said, "You might be lacking of exercises of the body." I wasn't satisfied. Then again, I returned to my practice. I can meditate in public. Even on this bench, if I did meditation before, I think I will fall down. That will never happen, but I think that. When I sit on the floor, I put many pillows around me because I had that fear. So later, I listened to a different teacher who explained the breathing meditation, but still I didn't find an answer from him because that was audio. And audio, usually I do not recommend audios, videos, books for meditators. Those are the biggest distraction in the world at the moment. You might follow them, but I don't mind, but it's a distraction. So then I didn't find an answer from him, from his teachings or from his explanations. But he pointed out some references. Then I went through those. I went through the Pali Canon. There's a story, it's not a story, there's a big paragraph that explains what is Anapana, what is Anapanasati. Then I went through this, it almost 20-30 pages in Pali. I'm more familiar with Pali language because I learned from a young age, and then I was reading those. Then at one point, suddenly I came across with that Anapana breathing meditation can be mistaken by 18 ways. And then I stuck there. And then I read it back and forth. When I went through these 18 steps, I recognized that what is happening to me to turn around. Why? One of them is just following the breath in and out. That's why I keep telling to people not to do that. Then I tried that, which I was doing, then I stopped, then I just started to do this way, then I had not any incident or anything, any difficulty after I started to practice that. So that's why I'm telling that I'm doing this with my own experiences, not by the books. Even I saw that in the book, it's not my experience. It's like if I believe in that without absorbing or practicing it, it just eating the menu without tasting the food. So then I applied it. Now I have no issue with that. Before I teach, I had the experience, my own experience, then I'm confident on that. So therefore, no need to follow the breath in and out. Why? Are we here to settle down the mind or the breath? What for? What is our job? Are we going to settle down the mind or the breath? Mind. So then, to settle down the mind should be at a place, it should be sitting somewhere else without roaming around. When we follow in breath, it's roam around. Coming out is roaming around. If we follow the long breath in and out, it's roaming around or wandering. So why we settle down the mind first? It should be stay somewhere else, calmly and quietly. Otherwise, there's no point observing the breath. Our job is not the breath. The matter is the mind. Mind should be sitting somewhere else. And then, when the mind is relaxing, the breath is automatically settling down. That's why we do not feel that hardness of the breath. It's getting very soft and subtle. And one of the scientists, a Sri Lankan scientist who works at Houston University in the US, he is a cancer researcher, world famous cancer researcher, and he said, Bhante, he meditates with me actually, he says that cancer needs more oxygen to grow. If we do breathing meditation and if we can control our breath, that we do not take much breath, we get enough to survive, but we do not provide more oxygen to the cancers, then cancer cannot grow. And he says, breathing meditation can be a good practice for reduce the cancers as well. Because see how we breathe in and out when we are stressful and tension. We need more and more and more. When we relax and calm down, settle down, we don't need to breathe hardly. It just naturally happens. It comes in and out enough that to survive us. So then, there's a medical part, but I don't want to touch that area because I'm not a doctor. So, still he's experimenting it. But here, the breath is being subtle with the settling mind. Therefore, mind should be here. And once we completely focused and concentrated, we feel that I have a settled mind, unshaken mind. Then the mind can be anywhere else, but still we know mind is with me and it is fully concentrated. No need to try to bring it to here always. If you do not feel it here, it doesn't matter, because we have done what we should be done. Once it's done, nothing to worry about it. Until then, it should be here. Like, until we tamed enough, we go to school, right? We meet teacher. Why? We think, we feel, I'm not disciplined enough. So once we are completely enlightened and arahant, should we keep coming to the temples? No, why? Job is done. No need more temples or churches. Why? The whole journey is completed. There's no more to do. Until then, we have to keep coming. Why? There are things to do. So then, once we're done, no further. So therefore, stay here and do observe. Remember, we are not here to settle down the breath. Breath is a tool. Breath is a tool. We do not consume the tool. Just let it be. But why the Buddha recommended the breath? He can recommend any other objects too. The breath does not have any defilements, kilesa, sankhara. It's free from all the bonds. There's no such attachments. We have attached to the breath, but breath has no attachments. This body exists because of the breath. If there are no body, there's no breath. If there's no breath, there's no body. There's no body. So that's why I said breath isn't in our control. If we control it, probably you never come for meditation again. We already gone. Why? We can't focus on one thing even for a short period of time. We are that much unmindful sometimes. So therefore, the breath is one of the greatest tools that we can observe without any hindrances. See, from the sights, from the sounds, from the taste, they all are distractions, right? Obstacles. But the breath is just plain. It's nothing. There's no color. There's no taste. There's no shape. It's just plain. It's just kind of natural. Not kind of, it's natural. And then it's easy to focus on. I think I answered the question. Okay. This question is to be kept. I will take this question later. It's not necessary for now. How to overcome when unwholesome thoughts arises? That's a good question. Don't worry about unwholesome thoughts. Keep doing wholesome thoughts. What happens then? If we try to stop unwholesome thoughts, they keep coming. If we do wholesome thoughts, there's no chance to unwholesome thoughts. They just gradually go away. Don't worry about it. Yeah, instead of trying to stop killing, just try not being killing, not being stealing. Then practice the goodness, badness will fade away. Otherwise, the world, what the world does, they just keep trying to not to do the bad things, and they forget about the good things. What the preachers or the instructors say, don't do this, don't do that. They keep telling, don't do, but they never tell alternate. Do goodness, do wholesomes, unwholesome will go away. As far as you know what is unwholesome, nothing to worry about it. Keep doing wholesomes. So, during the meditation, we are not supposed to deal with both parties, wholesome or unwholesome. Why? Observing the mind is wholesome. Observing the mind and settling down, the mind is wholesome. And let go the worries of unwholesome. If you try to figure out what is wholesome, what is unwholesome during the observation, then you are not practicing. You are just fighting each other. Just try to figure out what is good, what is bad. Let go the bad or good, bad or the good. Doesn't matter. Just observe the mind. Single out, frame out the mind and do observe. You will be okay with that. Later, we have to do more things. Okay, so I think that's all for now for today's practice. Is there any other concerns for breathing observation? No? Good. Today we have to use this time very wisely because we have very limited time until we finish. Now we can go for... Did you get your breakfast? Good. Coffee or tea? Not yet? Yes? Oh. So no need more coffee? Oh, I thought we're going to have coffee again. It's okay. So then we can go for walking meditation straightly and then come for sitting. Here's the thing. When we walk, we have to start from here. And wherever you go, then finish it here too. We start it here, we finish it here. That means in between, we do not make a gap. We maintain the stillness. Because while you are walking to the cushion, end of the walking, you can be distracted. It doesn't matter how long it takes to get here, don't worry, we'll wait. But don't go for miles and stay around here. And again, once we are ready to sit, wholeheartedly we should do it. If you feel uncomfortable on a cushion, go to a chair. Try to be somewhat comfortable. But remember, we cannot solve the whole world to do this. Once one of my friends asked, Bhante, I want to meditate. Then I said, do it. But I can't. Why? I have a lot of distractions at home. Then I asked him to inform your householders to not to disturb you. Then he said, I can't do it. Then I asked, why are you asking me? Because I'm not with you. Then again he said, I can't meditate because my house nearby a main road. Then I asked, what's the distraction? Vehicles are always running here and there, passing by. It's so noisy. I said, don't worry about it. Then he said, I can't control it. The mind. I said, the better thing is put a notice on the road, don't drive here because I'm meditating. Nonsense. Can we control the world? No. Let the world be. Mind your own business. It doesn't matter who rings the bell, right? It doesn't matter who runs the machines. It's my own mind. If I want to be calm, I should be able to be calm. If I want to be distracted, I should be able to do that too. Who's the owner of the mind? It's you, it's me. then what I want, I have to decide. None of the objects are distractions. We take they as distractions. If a dog bites us, are we going to bite back? No, right? No. It's not advised to do that. If a dog barks, are we going to bark at the dog? No. Why? It's not usual. That's dog nature, his nature. Does the dog know I'm meditating? No. Telephone rings. Does the caller know that that person is meditating? Then turn off the phone if you do not want to be disturbed. So usually I have my own disciplines. When I do not want to answer the phone, no matter what, I don't answer. It could be daytime, it could be night. Usually I do not respond after 10:30 most of the time. If someone asks, if someone dead, it's not my business, dying, that person is dead, so I can wake up and go there in the morning. Even I do not want anyone to disturb when I'm sleeping. So I have most of the calls and things when I'm back in Canada because of Sri Lanka, the time difference. I get at least 40-50 telephone calls at night. I know that I put my phone in busy mode and silent. I never know at night what's happening. I'm sleeping. When I am sleeping, no one can disturb me. Because that's my life. That's my privilege. Otherwise, don't blame others in the morning. They phoned me, I couldn't sleep. Who's wrong there? Not the caller, the receiver. That's why we say, don't bark back to the dog. Let the dog bark. Mind your own business. Let the world be. Let the vehicle run. That's fine. Sometimes we hear the noise and we run behind the vehicle, right? Don't we? And someone is talking somewhere else. From the distance we hear. Until it fades away, we keep focusing on it. Do not disturb to the world. Does that make sense? Don't disturb the world. World is not a disturb or distraction. Stop worrying about the world. You should be leaving behind all the belongings while you are meditating. Even the wallet and everything. If you are here imagining, oh, my husband, I don't know whether he ate or not, sleeps or not. Why you are here? Go home and feed him. Right? Yeah, one day I want to take my parents to a road trip in Sri Lanka. Then I took them. My brother didn't come. Halfway through, my mother was sad and crying. I asked why. I don't know whether brother is eating or not at home or not. I asked the driver to stop the vehicle and I asked her to get down from the vehicle. Get down from the vehicle and go home. Take a bus. Otherwise she's going to spoil the whole trip. She had to decide it beforehand. Does that make sense? Yeah. You had to decide your journey before you get here. At this age, if we cannot make that decision, what's the point of this life? What's the purpose of this practice? Just be yourself. There's a story. I'm telling these stories that because many of the wise people make sense and get the sense and understand through the stories than the details. If the person is wise enough, that one story is more than enough to enlighten. There are two monks. One monk, the first one, live in a forest. He went to a forest and started to stay there. Since then, he is alone in the forest. But he was worrying and thinking about back in the village, back home. He couldn't do anything because he felt that loneliness. But the Buddha said, even though physically he's alone in the forest, he's not alone there. He has another one there. Who's the second one with him? He's alone in the forest. He's thinking back home. And Buddha says he's not alone. He's physically alone, but he's not alone. There's a second person, second party with him. What is the second party? His craving, his desire back home. Right? Then he's not alone. Another, he loved secluding, but he's not secluded. And then another second monk lives in a village with a crowded area. And he has no any attachment, any bond, any responsibility, any worries, even being in a crowd. Buddha said he is alone. He lives alone. He lives alone. He has no any distraction or worries because he is completely secluded even in a crowd. That person has no second person, second one to live with. So, we can be alone or secluded, detached from anything, from anyone or anything, being in a crowd. That's why I keep asking, think about others as enemies. For now. And it doesn't matter where we stay. Don't complain to the world. No complaints. The world is beautiful. Buddha says the world is beautiful. Nete kamayani chitrani loke. There's no pleasure from the world. Kama means pleasure. There's no pleasure from the world, in the world. Sankapparago purisassakamo. The pleasure is within the persons. The pleasure is within the person. Tittanti tatreva tatheva loko. Let be the world as it is. Athetta dira vinayanti chandang. The wise person always tries to control over oneself rather than fighting with the world. What are the pleasures from the world? Husband, wife, children, job, house, right? Responsibilities, obligations are the world. Then let be the world. They're always fascinating and disturbing. We know them. We know that. Just let it be. One day, one person was meeting the Buddha after a long time, and Buddha asked, long time no see, what happened? He said, "Oh, I was traveling, Bhante." "Where?" "I was traveling to find the beginning and the end of the world." Buddha asked, "Did you find?" "No, except resting time, eating time, I was traveling, birth after another." "Did you find?" He said, "No." Then Buddha said, nobody can find the world or end of the world or beginning of the world by traveling. Why? Where is the world? World exists here within our 6 sensory experiences. The world exists here within 6 sensory experiences. All these 6 objects are the world. Nothing other than that. Then don't worry about the world. What we can hear, see, listen, and taste, smell, contact, and think, those are the world. Then these unwholesome or wholesome distractions are those experiences. Do not let them to control you. Finally, if the dog shakes the tail, is that natural or abnormal? Natural. If the tail shakes the dog, is that normal or abnormal? Do not let tail to shake the dog. Does that make sense? Yeah. Do not the world to shake you. Control the world. Otherwise, there is no liberation. Good. I'll stop here and let's start the walking and come back for sitting. I think you do not need to guide through the breathing observation, that because repeating things during the meditation is a distraction too. It's good for a certain period, but frequent happenings are distractions. And now you have good enough practice, and then let's keep doing it. So we'll do walking and sitting alternatively until we start the lunch. During that, if you need to take a break, have your own break, that's fine. 10-15 minutes, find a break. But breaking doesn't mean engaging with something else. If you want to stop the walking and sitting, just sit somewhere else and stand somewhere else and focus on yourself. Don't stop it, the practice. Keep it doing. Okay, let's begin.